Well, good Sunday afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, broadcasting from the back room of the 1925 bungalow. Now, don't worry. I actually don't think anybody's watching yet. Indeed, the live sale doesn't begin until 2 o'clock. I'm early. I'm probably going to have to repeat that. But I'll repeat it one time, and then I will ask all of you to help me out in the chat, because I'm sure folks will jump in and say, you started early. But you'll be able to tell everybody, I'm just here to pump up the volume. Justine, you are first up there in Boston. And there's Karen. Yes, I'm early. You know what they say about the early bird. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm all spread out. Got it all set up. Hello, Susan in Maryland. I'll try to catch you as you come in, as you begin to trickle in. Hi, Angela. Oh, hi, Patricia. It's going to be hard for me now because everybody's popping in. That's wonderful to see you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Now, listen, I need your help. Okay, here's what I need you to help me with. The live sale doesn't start until 2 o'clock Eastern time. And of course, it's only about 20 of. So I'm going to run my lips and show you some things. And if anybody jumps into the chat and says, what is he doing? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. Will you straighten them out in the chat? Because you know I'm not going to be able to do it. Tell them he's just going on early, but the live sale starts at 2 o'clock. And I did tell Patrick, don't have a fit if you see I go live early. I'm just pumping up the crowd. So if you'll help me out with that, if you see anybody in the chat that's asking, tell them they can watch me now or they can run around the block for 20 minutes. And we will have our sale at 2 o'clock. Now, this is to make up for Patrick was unable. He's busy with a theater production. He'll have to tell you which one. And so he is rehearsing on Monday evenings. In fact, he has a rehearsal tonight. And so therefore, last Monday night, which would have been the Unbreakables sale, David from Texas joined me for that. So this is to make sure that Patrick and I are able to get in our monthly sale. Now, oh, I always call you Angela. Angel. Karen, he always calls me Angela. It's a running joke from David now. Oh, Angel, I don't mean to make a joke out of your name. I guess I just read it wrong. Angel, not Angela. Okay, Angel. Unless you want me to call you Angela. Now, don't you forget, come back and see me again tomorrow night. That's at 8 o'clock. The last Monday night of the month. We get an extra one this month. And I'll be here, just me. I don't know who the moderating host will be, but hopefully we'll have somebody else here to make it a little more exciting. But that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Did I just spill my tea? No, I didn't. I tried to spill it. Wait a second. Ooh. Ooh. That's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Okay. I did not do a preview, so I know you don't know what I'm selling today. I have some very exciting items, I think. Some run-of-the-mill, and some exciting, including a World War II letter. Now, that's not that big stack that I have. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know I have a huge stack of sweethearts that wrote back and forth. Not that. This is something else that I've got. Where is it? Here it is. And I'm going to actually be selling this today. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it now because you're early, and early folks get a little heads up. During the ephemera sale today, I have an original World War II letter. That's it. See there? And it's in there. All right. Now, I didn't really mean to show you the name and the address. Please, please, out of respect for whomever, please don't Google the names and try to contact the people. I've had people do that before, and it kind of gets weird. It may be too blurry for you to see anyway. The winner of this can decide, you know, whatever I deal in so many photographs and so many items that have family names. I know you can go on Ancestry and you can Google and all that stuff. And girls and boys, I just don't have time for certain things. So whoever wins this, if it is your desire so to do, to Google these folk and see if you want to get it back into the hands of the original party, you can do it. But what I've done is I took this out, blew it up, because it's tiny. I'll show you how tiny. I mean, my eyeballs. Look at that. This is the original. Yeah. But I'm going to, what I did is I blew it up for myself. So I'm going to read it to you. Put it back in. And then if anybody wins it today, get back in there. I'll give you the blow up as well. And this is what it says. A World War II letter home. And I'm not certain. I have a feeling that this is a son writing to his parents. And it might make sense. By the way, before I read it, once again, if you'll help me out in the chat, if anybody is jumping in and saying, why did he start early? I haven't started early. The sale doesn't begin until 3 o'clock. I'm just here early. And I'll keep my eyes out to see if Patrick jumps into the green room. But it's 2:45, so he'll be here soon. Let's now go back to April the 15th, 1945. Do your math. Is that 80 years ago this April? That's going to be 80 years ago. If this man is alive, he's over 100. Am I doing the math right? 1945 to 2025. That must be 80 years. All right. Dear Mrs. So-and-so, I'm not going to tell you the name. But it's written to someone who lives in Preston, Maryland. And I'll try my best. It's very difficult. So all right, just read it. Dear Mr. and Mrs. This won't be much of a letter because I'm in a hurry and nothing seems to go right today. But I did want to thank you both for those very nice Valentines. They were warm patches of color in this rather olive drab existence. This guy was a poet. There have been some differences in our original estimates of this war and my part in it, from the days in which I packed and left the eastern shore, that's the eastern shore of Maryland, and now, question mark, As the seasons go by, I try to visualize what it looks like around my barn and around Harmony. I think Harmony might be the town in Preston. I didn't look on a map. But after 3 years, the visions grow dim. The bitter part of it is that it seems to be a longer time ahead before I think about asking you to meet me at Easton, Harrington, or Preston. The end of the European war isn't going to make a sharp difference in our way of life or our chances of getting home. We'll probably be busier after the war is over than now. And it's a cinch we'll be here long after most of the men are gone. So I'm not optimistic at all. In July, it will be 30 months overseas. And that won't mean much either, despite what the papers say at home. There are probably many changes around the neighborhood in the past years, and I'd like to see them. I've changed too. I'm darned near white-headed. Of course, in normal times, I don't imagine I would have kept my blonde hair much longer, but I think fiddling with mines in Italy and getting the hell scared out of me several times has something to do with it. I hope that you both are well and that you are enjoying life to its fullest. Give my best regards to the good old people in Harmony who will remember me, who still remember me. If you get a chance to write, please do. Let me know how my car is making out. He must not have left a sweetheart at home if he wants to know how his car is doing and how things are going in general. It's going to be a strange world to come back to, but I'd like to give it a whirl. My love to you both and best wishes for all the good things. Good luck, Harold. Well, I don't know if Harold made it home, but someone saved this letter all of those years. And hopefully, as he was navigating those mines in Italy, he still had the good fortune of surviving and making it back to the eastern shore of Maryland. I'm going to read it again, and I see Patrick is in the green room. I'll bring you in a minute. It's 10 of, so you may bring you in now, Patrick. I don't know if you're ready or not yet. I'm just doing a little pump up the crowd. And I've just read to you an original World War II letter dated April the 11th, April the 15th of 1945. There was so much in that letter. It was heartfelt. It was charming. You could sense his wanting to come home, but really not certain yet when that's going to take place. Of course, he realizes that the war in Europe is soon going to be over, but it sounds like whatever division he's in, he thinks he's going to be overseas for quite a while. Really just jam-packed with emotion, much more than just how's the weather, how's the food. So I'm going to be offering this today during the sale. I don't understand what that means. And then I'll also give you, I blew it up so that I could see it. So I'll read it again when we get to the sale. I really liked that letter. I hope you did again. I hope you did as well. I don't know why I said that. I guess because your brain, I've got 3 screens, broadcasting on this, reading on that, and then the laptop down here. No cue cards. It ain't easy. I hope he made it home as well, Karen. And again, as I said, I understand that a person can Google and find out. I didn't do that. I'm going to let the winner decide if they want to do that. Now, a couple more things I want to show you. Patrick, I don't know if he said anything in the chat or not. I do know that you're in the green room, Patrick. I'm going to bring you in a moment. And I guess I hope he knows that I've already started broadcasting. I don't know if he knows that or not. I want to show you just a couple of things that I've got at the, oh, you're ready to roll whenever you are. Okay, Patrick, give me like 3 more minutes. Lynn, I got your email and I am looking at those. I think it was Lynn. I'm looking at those labels to see which boxes haven't gotten to you yet. Everything's in the mail, but this afternoon I have to go back and look at the labels, and then I can see what was in the boxes, because I know there's maybe 2 boxes that you're waiting on or something. It's all in the mail. I did see it wasn't you though. It was somebody else. Anyway, so I'm on that. Look, now there were a set of 8. I only found 7, but I got all 7 of them anyway. These are made by Libby, and these are called the Destination Highballs. Oh, you just got them. You did get them. Woo! Heaven came down and glory filled my soul. I am so glad. Okay. We're good then, Lynn? The boxes, you got them. Okay. Good deal. Good job. And I hope it all arrived safely. Look, so that one is New York. Now they're down there on the floor. I can't reach them. There's Greece, Italy, England, I don't know where else. And then back here, they have airplanes, and on the wing, it says TWA. These are going to go in my eBay store. So that's going to be in the eBay store. Love it, love it, love it. If I held that up to you right now and said, take a look at that, you might say, gee, that is a lovely glass pitcher, probably from the 1980s. You know what? That doggone thing is not from the 1980s. It's not Mikasa. This is a piece of Heisy glass. And well, now that I told you that it's Heisy, you know it's before 1958. It's got a patent date down on the inside. Oh, that's also should be any moment. Yep, it's on its way, Cheryl. The Jello mold. Inside of this Heisy pitcher, the patent date on it is March the 24th. Guess what year? And Patrick, I'll bring you in a minute. Guess what year? March the 24th, and then the year is in here on the patent date. Now, of course, Heisy went out of business in 1958, I think. 57, 58. Earlier than 1932, Cheryl. Earlier than 1918, Karen. Ooh, I'll go ahead and let you off the hook. 1914 is the date on this glass pitcher. 1914. Isn't that a beautiful, timeless, almost timeless design? 1914, and there's not a chip or a scratch on it. All right, one more thing. It's about 2 minutes to 2. I am super happy about this. I'm still digging around to study it. Now, I know as soon as you look at that, 7 people are going to say, oh, drat, what's her name? Oh. Not Dorothy Thorpe. Clarice Cliff. Clarice Cliff. Clarice Cliff. Everybody thinks of Clarice Cliff when they see designs like that, and for good reason. She does a lot of this, or did quite a lot of this type of design. I found this one plate, and the only thing that it says on the back is, turn it around. I'm gonna wait. See, it says, I don't know if you can see it. It says Modernistic Germany. Modernistic Germany. See that? This is fresh from, I just got it. One plate. And I can't wait to study it and try to find out something about this pattern called Modernistic and made in Germany. It has very much the look of something that would have been done in the early 30s. Yeah. How did one plate get into that thrift shop? Where's the rest of it? You know what always drives me crazy? I keep thinking, did one plate, is there a set of like 40 pieces, cups and saucers, creams and sugars, and it all wound up at some other thrift shop? And this one rogue plate got put into the wrong box and it wound up at a different, you know that happens. You know that happens. All right, let's go get you, Patrick. This is fantastic. Comb your hair, powder your nose, Patrick. I'm coming into the green room to get you right now. I didn't get to show you my console set. Oh, well. All right, let's go get him. Maybe we've got some folks here. Oh, dear. Are you ready, kind sir? Let me go and get you. There he is. He just put his thumb up, and so I'm adding. That means he should be there.
Good day, sir.
How are you today there?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am fine as frog's hair.
Showing some pretty amazing items there. Love that modernistic piece.
Don't you, though? I threw it over there on the chair. I can't get to it now. Yes. Oh, my goodness. So, Patrick, I told everybody that you're in the hot and heavy. You're either into rehearsals or performances. You want to tell us about it?
Sure. So yes, I am in, for those who do theater, this is Tech Week. So we open on Friday, and so this is the final week of rehearsals where we introduce lighting, we introduce, everything. So I had rehearsal last week, so that's why we couldn't do our regular Unbreakables sale, and so you were kind enough to reschedule, and I basically have this afternoon open, and right after this is over, I motor over to rehearsal, and we'll probably be there till about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight.
When is opening night? What's the show?
Friday night, and the show is called Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike by Christopher Durang. It was the 2013 Tony Award winner for Best Play, and I am playing the role of Vanya, which was originated by David Hyde Pierce in that original production.
Oh.
And it takes place in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I see. Well, it's a beautiful county. Very beautiful spot.
Yeah, so I love doing theater, but it does kind of get in the way of scheduling anything else. So sorry that messed up our regular schedule, but you were accommodating. I know your sale went well with David instead. And hey, you were willing to give me a Sunday, so here we are again. And you got people joining you, so you never know what days of the week people are going to come and hunt you down.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad that we could, go ahead and do this today. I started just a few minutes early. We'll talk for another, 10 minutes or so until we get folks to realize. Some folks are waking up from their Sunday afternoon naps. I know. I always think of a nice Sunday dinner after church, and then my father would normally begin reading the the big old Philadelphia Inquirer. And in those days, when you got the Sunday paper, it was a 3. I don't know what it is now, but it used to be, and then sort of fall asleep on the couch. So wake up, everybody out there who's having their afternoon naps. We got a sale happening today.
Now, I was curious about those items you were going to put in your eBay store. You had those glasses. So you said each one of those is a different location? Or so what was it? The New York one is beautiful, and it looks like it's got like a gold mirror effect or something in the statue.
Indeed.
Statue of Liberty?
Yes, so they're gold and black. Gold.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And they each have I can reach a couple of them. There's Greece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I almost didn't buy these. There's jolly old England. And then what is so wonderful, you turn it over and you can't really see it. There are stars and airplanes with TWA on the wing.
Oh, it actually says TWA?
Yeah.
So were they promotional pieces for them?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, because this is out of you can tell. Boy, when I brought this home, the depression glass went, ah! So I don't know, Patrick, but you've got jets back here, and it says TWA on the wings. And then they're made by Libby, so I think they were commercial. I don't think that these were on airplanes. I mean, I don't. But anyway. And I have 7 of them. I think there was maybe a set of 8, but I've only got 7.
That's okay. It is one of those mysteries then, like, ooh, which one are you missing? So you've got New York, you've got Greece.
Exactly. And I thought, and I'm so busy. I mean, I haven't even, these are all fresh items. So I haven't gone on to look and see. Because they're not photographed or ready to be listed yet. It's something I'll work on probably this week. How's your kitchen renovation?
It is theoretically done. The only thing they have left to do is, and the reason I can't quite move back to my position is when they moved the vertical grand piano to paint behind the wall as part of the kitchen renovation, they gouged my hardwood floors. And so they need to repair the hardwood floors. So that's what they're waiting to do. Luckily, when I bought the place, the previous owner had done the floors and had pieces of that flooring left in the garage. So it is now curing inside the house to get back to regular temperature. And I guess they can literally just go in and pick up the pieces that they gouged out, pop them out, put new ones back in, and I will have my floor fixed. But this has been a very long process. This all started mid-December, and they just painted the trim work Friday. So like this is just now getting to the point of being done. But I will enjoy it once it is here. So yeah, so I'm kind of like in a corner. You still see my piano, but I can't quite sit at the dining room table like I used to, and we'll make it work.
Well, with it also nice and clean, are you hesitant to fry your first pan of bacon?
Oh, absolutely. As I have slowly, because that was one of the frustrations. It took so long. They didn't want to put the stove back in because they couldn't put the backsplash on until they repaired the one cabinet came in. Yes, there are all these pieces. I mean, I need a kitchen. So slowly but surely we were able to get everything back in. And then I'm kind of like, I don't know what to cook. I don't want to put anything. I'm afraid to put anything on. I've got quartz countertops. I'm afraid to put anything on the countertops. I'm just like, okay, this is, yeah, exactly, Angel. It was incredibly long. I looked back at the paperwork. It said the work would take 30 days. And the damage to the cabinet is not their fault. That one, I give them that. Luckily, it was an upper so that they could still get the countertop measured and all that. But they didn't want to finish the electrical because they wanted to get the electrician here all at the same time. And they didn't want to do the electrical until the cabinet was replaced because I was getting under cabinet lighting. So everything was connected and it just pushed so many things out. And this was the first time I've done anything like this. And I'm not going to say it's my last, but I definitely learned quite a bit and would do it differently next time. You got any projects for your place?
Oh, well,
always a project. It's a matter of when you pull the trigger.
Yeah. Well, with a house that has my house has its 100th birthday this year, so there are always projects. It's a well, you've been here. It's a modest little bungalow. Um, I'm
It's
still
lovely.
I'm still I have a wish list, but right now it's saving up the cash to have a new HVAC put in, which
Oh, yes.
and I don't want to bore people with all of that. I'm trying to not finance it. Um, and at the moment, I don't have a spare $18,000 to just say here. So
Let's see how well the sale goes today.
yeah, that's right. That'll put a little dent into it. And so anyway, I really don't have to do anything until next autumn because the heat is no longer working. The heat finally gave up its ghost about 3 weeks ago. And I have a little space heater and I don't use a lot of heat anyway. So waking up to a 59-degree house is pretty much normal for me because I survived the energy crisis of the 1970s and we all froze to death. So I'm not concerned about that. But the air conditioner part is still kicking out. And so I have some central air when I need it in the summer. I don't run it every day. So I am happy to say, really, I can get through until probably the 1st of November. So I've got several months to try to chisel away at the
That's
cost.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, try and budget. Well, that's actually the lemonade out of the lemons of my kitchen. With a delay, I was able to get 2 more commission checks out from my regular day job, and so I was actually able to do my entire kitchen without financing it. So,
That's great.
yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that.
You know, financing can be a wonderful thing, but before you turn around, you finance a new car, you finance your heating system, you finance your credit card. You can wake up one morning and $1,500 a month goes to.
Yep.
And
That 6 months interest free goes away that first day after 6 months, smacks you in the face.
Yes, and then you spend the next 30 years of your life trying to pay. So that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, excellent.
Now, it's only 10 after. Let's chit chat for about another 5 minutes if you don't mind.
Oh, absolutely. I was actually, KP had mentioned something, and I'm going to do this. And I don't remember, Scott, if you had participated, because I think this was before you had gotten into the social things. Almost exactly 5 years ago, because it was tied to the pandemic, George from Antique Nomad did a series of videos of there's something like show off your bunker or like, and everyone did videos to show off their home. Did you participate in that at that time? I know you weren't doing sales or anything back then, like live sales on YouTube. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to do a 5-year update to my show off your bunker. And so that'll be one of the things. So KP was asking to see the kitchen renovations. I'm going to show, and I've been kind of thinking about how to do it because I have the original video, which was just a walking tour of my place. Even just thinking about how I would do it, what has changed in the last 5 years? You know, what do I have that's new? How have my collections changed? You know, every time you and I hop on, you've got a different backdrop and you've got something else in your cabinets and you've got something. Our collections change all the time. And it's like, you know what? It is kind of fun to capture that. So I will, in answer to KP's, I will be doing an update to that. I don't know. I don't think it's a trend, but it's just, I'm thinking maybe doing like the original video running in the corner, like as a picture in the picture, and then showing what it looks like compared now. Like, okay, here's what this cabinet looked like now. Now here's what it looks like. So we'll see.
That's a great idea.
I hope I can get organized to do that by the 5-year reunion.
And people love home videos. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm very proud of my collections, and a lot of people don't get to see them. And so that video was a fun way to show them off.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I say you should do it.
I can give you a peek right now. We'll turn the
camera around. Oh, there you are. Let's see. I have to wait until it shows up on my big screen. I have to look over here. Oh, that's very attractive. Oh, I love that. Is that a dark blue? What color?
Yeah, it's a really dark blue handmade tile. I actually, it was one of those, like, even the kitchen people made fun of me because I picked the backsplash before I picked my kitchen cabinets. They're like, you know, that's like buying the dress based on the necklace. And I said, well, if the necklace looks that damn good, you're going to do that. So I found that the tile and absolutely loved it. And, so it's a really, really dark blue with kind of like a little bit of a gray and a beige tone going through it. So it looks nice against the wood. And then the cabinets have kind of a gray tone to them too. So kind of doing the blue gray scheme.
That's beautiful. Maybe one of these days I will make my way to Chicago again, and I'll get
Chicago would love to have you. You got plenty of places to see out here.
It's been years since I've been to Chicago, but who knows? Maybe this summer. We'll see. I don't know.
That'd be great.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and let's get down the business. That means
111. It is, well, for me, it's 111. For you, it's 211.
What's
11 minutes after 1.
Oh, okay. We're having a live sale. That's right. This is called the Unbreakables live sale. Welcome if you just stumbled upon this. You just sort of sitting there randomly seeing what's on YouTube and you said, what are these two guys doing? Well, this is what we're doing. We're going to sell Unbreakables today, which is basically linens and paper and metal and wood. We steer clear of glass and pottery for the most part, but sometimes we stretch it just a little bit. I'm Scott. I'm shipping from beautiful southern New Jersey. Patrick is shipping from just outside of Chicago. I will have a live sale as well tomorrow night, but for bookkeeping purposes, I know this might sound strange to people, but I am doing invoices today for this sale. Now I will hold everything. If you join me tomorrow night and you win anything, I will adjust shipping. Yeah. So whatever you win today, I'm going to charge you for, as well as shipping. But if you win something tomorrow night, I'll make adjustments in that shipping. It'll either be lower or it'll be reduced in Monday's invoices. We both use PayPal. You pay by using PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, you can still participate. You just have to let us know, because we then will send you an invoice as a guest. But you've got to let us know. And if you're new, our email addresses are underneath our faces, right? So you can just write to us there. We need your full name, your mailing address, the email address that is connected to your PayPal account, which is not necessarily the one from which you are currently using. Some people,
and if it's different, connect your real name to your YouTube name.
You've got to do that, or we don't know who.
We don't enjoy that game because sometimes I'm not very good at it.
I'm not good at it either, and I have so much in the inbox. You know, when I have to go back and search, like, I don't know if somebody is Mary. If I just put Mary, anybody who ever said Merry Christmas, that's going to come. So give us more information than you think we need. Thank you for being here. You don't have to buy anything. If you get a chance to give us a thumbs up, we would love that. Patrick has his own channel that you can subscribe to. He doesn't. Why are you shaking your head? Oh, there's a delay. I'm sorry. He was shaking his head at, you don't have to buy anything. And it looks like maybe Karen just put Patrick's YouTube channel in, so you can click on Karen. He did a whole series of deep dives, and there's a lot in there to go back in the archives. Don't just think that, you know, you're looking at what we do on a daily basis. If you get bored, go back into the old stuff. There's some good stuff.
Yeah, I'm really proud of I did the deep dives. There were several versions of it. Some were by myself. I had guest speakers come in to talk about their collections. I did some with Katie. We did duo dives from vintage and vinyl. And then we ended up doing some triptychs with Nate from Soul Nate. And we just found some fun subjects. And I learned tons doing them. And there's still a couple I'd like to still do. I actually just did one recently. Can't remember the subject. That I'm like, you know what? I just want to get this out there. Something that was cool. It was like when you find out about the modernistic, that pattern. All of a sudden, you'll find out, okay, here was the artist. Here's the company that did it. You know, here was the era. You know, you can guess some of those things. But sometimes it's fun to actually find out the facts.
It is fun. And sometimes doing, like, I was chatting back and forth a little earlier with Karen. Last week, I had a beautiful celery with a rolled edge. And it was, I believe, forgive me if I'm wrong, I think Patsy McCarthy won the item and then gifted it to Karen. When I sent it to Karen, she was over the moon about it, and she did all this research, and guess what? It is now listed in the EAPG database, and I don't know if Karen is here and can tell you all about it, but it was a previously unknown celery, maker unknown. Yeah, and the people that run that EAPG database, they know their business. And we think it's a piece of flint glass. And if you know your flint glass, that goes way back to the 1850s and whatnot. So she was just telling me about that today. And I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was just maybe last Monday night or something like that, or the Monday before. So things like that are fun. We're also, through scholarship and studying, adding to the book of knowledge of some of these items. And that, I was thrilled when she told me that.
That's very cool. And I love stories like that too. And I've had people that have done that for things that I've sold. And they'll even come back to me like, oh, you had no idea what you had. You didn't sell it for enough or whatever. It's like, look, trust me, I made money. And if it gets in the right hands of somebody either that can appreciate it or somebody that can accelerate the research, I can't research everything I buy. You know, you're in the same boat. At some point, you get enough research to be able to make people make informed decisions. But if all of a sudden, hey, this is an undocumented piece, well, how are you going to document it? You know, you don't have the time to research every single piece we sell. So I love when people find something that's like something that they're just super, super interested in, or something that they collect, and they can take their own deep dive and then, fill me in. Oh, cool. That's how I will learn that and then try and use that later. You know, see if I can tuck some of that data away. And that's what those deep dives tried to be. It's like, here's how and some of them were more contemporary than others. I remember one of my most popular ended up being on Longaberger baskets. And I remember when that one got scheduled, I'm like, who's going to watch this? It's going to last 10 minutes. What's there to talk about? And it was fascinating. And it's one of the most viewed ones I've got now, because a lot of people come across them. They want to know what they're about. Some do have value. Most don't. But it's nice to have real information. And that's why I like working with you, Scott, because you're about documentation. You're about proof, not my grandma told me this one time and therefore it is gospel. Sorry, grandma was wrong.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. A lot of times our memory is faulty, or what we think we have, we don't really have. We forget that designers went from company to company and molds were sold from company to company, and this person got fired and went over here and so a lot of times it's that digging in and studying is what a lot of the folks, if it's more to you than just making money, and for me, of course, I need to make money, but that's not the end of the road for me. It's studying it, really figuring out, good grief, I didn't know Indiana Glass made that. That looks just like a Heisy piece. How come? And then that can take you weeks of study to try to figure out until you get a hold of it. And then that's fun.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you enjoy that level of studying as well. And lifelong learning. Yeah. It gives you a reason every single day to learn something new.
And it's something that I think everyone, in my opinion, based on what's kind of happening in the world right now, education is important in whatever level and in whatever areas. But you got to make it interesting. You got to find something you enjoy. And this is always something, and like people are saying in the chat, you haven't bought anything. Who cares? Be here, add to the conversation, say, oh, hey, my grandma did have that. Because even something like that could be like, oh, okay, well, then that helps us maybe even age, tell the age of something. Oh, it's not from the 80s. If you grew up with it, it's like sometimes you reverse engineer stuff.
Well, and that's the reason why I want to remind everybody that I appreciate the folks that participate in the chat, but I also highly appreciate everyone who's at home watching. There's a lot of people, probably the bulk of the people are home watching, not chatting at all. We value all of you. And sometimes during a live sale, it's important to remember that it's not really chat. It's hard. We can't really chat with you. It's called the chat. But the chat really it's not an easy time for us to engage with folks. Chatting because we have to stick, to the sale. But I know folks in the chat enjoy talking to each other, and that's nice as well. So everyone here is welcome, and we're glad to have you. Patrick, you are going to go first. I'm going to enlarge you. Are you ready to be enlarged?
And are you ready? Are you willing to do my starts and stops, and I can do yours?
Indeed. I have if you will, I've got my laptop right here, so I can do that. If everyone, that's a good point. So I will moderate you. You will moderate me. We will moderate each other, and let's go.
All right. So we're starting off with something fun. For anyone that has followed my channel in the past, this is one of the benefits of trying to move things around when you do your kitchen. I found my original, I had these maxi pads. These, I believe, are the last two. So I have a $5 start. You're going to get a set of weird stuff to start us out, all unbreakable. So what these are, the short version of this story, I bought a case of these at an estate sale, and there was literally like 144 of them. And I've just slowly been selling them off. I used to give them as gifts when people bought from my channel in the early days. These are the only two that I think that are left. So they are probably the ones that go in like I think when we researched them, they go in the vending machines in a hospital. So it's a $5 start. You get both of these. I used to sell them for $5 a piece or as a gift. And I'm going to throw in a can, and there's actually liquid in here. So it's got to go by ground. A can of everyone's favorite Girdle Glide. So we've got no pulling, the Girdle Glide, no twisting, net contents, 8 ounces. I don't know if it's French avoir. I'm not even sure what's that there. You do have some labeling on here. So this is just one of those odd little add-on pieces, just like, that's why I put them together, just like the vintage maxi pads. What are you going to do with these other than make some fun vignette, throw it into your powder room, make people think you use these things on a daily basis? You can have these. You get the whole, the lot of 3 items. It's a $5 start. We're going to go through some of these things pretty quickly because I have limited time today. And there's no way I'm going to be able to get through everything that I brought. So if you want something, put your bids in quickly, because I will end up passing on these if we don't get bids, and we're going to be doing quick countdowns. Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick mini countdown. 5 to pass it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not seeing anything. Oh, wait, somebody came in right there at the end. So I see a Robin Cormier. Cormier is in at the entry bid of $5. We'll down to a formal countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. We've got the close of the first lot, can of Girdle Glide, which you could still use today, and the 2 vintage maxi pads.
Okay.
All right. So Robin gets the deal, $5.
And just so that everybody knows, I am allowing for the lag, which means I'm watching my screen in the distance. And so when Patrick does 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I hear him in real time, but I don't put the stop in until I see the 1 on my screen. You see, that does allow for the lag. But everybody, if you wait for the countdown, you're going to lose it. So if you see something, don't be shy. Go ahead and bid on it. Otherwise, we wouldn't want you to lose something that you really like. And Patrick, very quickly, I'm not going to tell you who it was, but an old relative of mine during those hot, humid summer days would, early in the morning, take the girdle, put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes.
That's brilliant.
Get it good.
Who needs air conditioning when you've got a nice cold girdle?
She would get that because those were the relatives that didn't believe in air conditioning. You know what I mean? We don't believe in air conditioning. Well, I do.
We don't believe in air conditioning. We believe in our frozen girdle.
So anyway, she would chill her girdle. True story. Okay. If you will put $6 up for me, I have this cute little thing here. $6 is where we start. It's made of cardboard, and it's wee little Scottish kittens. And I will not try to do a Scottish accent, but I will read what it says. It's cardboard, and it says, 2 wee black kittens, a sprig of heather too, to wish you good luck the whole year through. It's just a cute little thing, probably bought at the equivalent of a Hallmark, I guess, in Scotland. There is the little red silk that holds it on
Oh,
the
that's
back.
nice to be able to hang it. Usually it's just like a big hole or something. That's actually pretty.
Yeah, you can hang it. And then back here it says best wishes from, it's either Meme and George or Mom and George, printed in Scotland, Dundee, and there are the kitties. I'll let you see the two little black kitties, and they've got their little, I won't try to say what that tartan, plaid, whatever, I don't know. And
KP's
then
got you started at $6.
I guess that's the sprig of heather. See that? Isn't that cute?
That's awesome. So it's like a New Year's card?
It doesn't say New Year. Well,
I mean, the message is just like a year through or something like that.
Oh, I suppose it could be. Two wee black kitties, a sprig of heather to wish you good luck the whole year through. So,
Or birthday, I guess.
their ears are not bent, and there's no water damage on it. I hope you're seeing it okay.
Yeah, showing up great. Yeah, KP at 6.
I'll quickly give you the measurement, and then I'll count it down. It measures 7.5 inches by 9 inches. And that's got to be at least 50 years old. You know, you can sort of tell. I mean, it has to be at least as old as I am. And we'll count it down. Here we go. Ready, Patrick? 10,
Yep.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. You won't need a litter box.
Watching for the lag. See your fingers up and stop. So looks like you got KP
At
$6.
Oh, no, that's not the right time for this. Okay. Thank you, KP, at $6. I have made a note, and it is now Patrick's turn. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Continue
You
now.
got an $8 start for this one.
All right.
And we'll stick with the theme of wall hangings. Easter is coming. So you get a plaque of these little vintage children's, I'm assuming like a nursery wall hangings. You get the powder blue woolly sheep with the pink ribbon. It's just two-dimensional. It's just like you can actually even see the way these are kind of decoupaged on there. You got the coloration, the way the pictures were done. So you get the little blue one, you get a little pink one, and the little white one. So they're all the same size. I should have actually grabbed my tape measure. I'll do that before I stop. So they're about, I'd say that's like 6.5 inches by maybe 4.5 or 5 inches, maybe 5 by 7, a little bit less than that. And you get all three. Is it $8 start? You get all of them. So you've got an instantaneous collection of woolly sheep for your wall, and perfect for nursery, or again, just for Easter decor. These will look great as a backdrop to a vignette. Frame of reference. So they don't have the actual numbers. Compared to a cell phone, they're not massive. They're nice and cute, and they would be great leaned up against a wall, or they do have the little hole to be able to hang them on a wall. I see Regina's got me started with the first bid, so I'll go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Watch for that lag. Sheep plaques.
There's the stop, and it looks like it's Regina Rainey at 8.
All right. Thank you, Regina.
Okay, everybody, starting at $15. I've got one bookend, and I know you're not shy to buy one bookend. I'm not either, because sometimes you put them sideways. And who could say no to that cute little pony, right? Or Trojan horse or whatever he is. Excellent condition, maker unknown. There's no mark on it. It's clearly from the 30s. The way they've got the horse stylized and that sort of Art Deco base, I'll say 30s to 40s. A lot of that deco even lingers into the 50s. So clearly it's a 30s or a 40s piece. No damage on it at all. It's rattling a little bit because 2 of his hooves are screwed into the base. Obviously, he's got 4 legs, but only 2 of them are screwed in. Those little screws have come. I could go down and get a needle nose plier and tighten them, but he's on there and he just sort of dances back and forth a little bit, but both of the nuts are there and he's screwed in place. There's a patina on the horse himself. So underneath you can see that this was poured into a mold, a metal mold. The cloth that's always on the cardboard and the cloth that's on the always on the bottom is gone. And I'll turn it this way. And I will turn it this way. And then I'll turn it this way. And so if we have any equestrian folks, or let's see, Patrick, did you put the start in there for me?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
lots of chats. Started 15, but I don't see anybody bidding yet.
Yeah, great. I do see it. I'm sorry, I didn't see it, but I see
No,
it.
that's okay.
So what now? If I don't get any bids, I typically don't count things down. I put it away and I bring it back at the end. So if I don't get any bids on it, I will put it down and then bring it back.
Poodle's got you started at 27.
It's so nice to see you, Poodle. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing okay, and it's nice to have you back. I hope that you haven't been under the weather. Maybe you've been here and I just haven't noticed it. But I'll go ahead and say that we'll count this little guy down. There's no brakes on him at all, so I don't really have anything else to tell you other than there he is, or she. So we'll count the bookend down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the 1930s to 40s era Art Deco horse bookend.
I'm watching for okay, your fingers just went up. And we've got to stop. So it looks like it's Poodle.
Okay. It's Elderly Poodle?
Yep.
Okay, Elderly Poodle, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you, everyone who placed bids. Thank you for your interest. Poodle, thank you. You getting it. Yay. Okay, Patrick, your turn.
All right. See if we can get some action going on some more popular item. These tend to do pretty well. We're going to start with a $10 start. If you can put that in for me, Scott.
I will.
You've got 2 issues. You get both of these. Pictorial review. So you got January 1931 and February 1932. So we're going to go through these relatively quickly. Right off the bat on the 1931, look at the back cover. You've got the cleanser, Old Dutch Girl cleanser, celebrating the new year of 1931. We'll zip through large tube of Listerine toothpaste. Let's see the inside front cover of, see if how many of these are in color. Fells Naphtha. You got an inside front cover. If you only had glasses like these, you'd learn some valuable secrets. That is a very odd ad. Like, are we selling glasses? Are we selling the golden bar with the clean naphtha odor? So it's a soap. And then the inside back cover should also be in color. Yep. Ooh, the beauty of fine upholstery. Ford. So you got a fantastic full page advertisement for Ford. And you got Kleenex now instead of handkerchiefs. So back in the day before Kleenex was its own, took over the brand names. We'll just kind of zip through here and just kind of see what kind of don't neglect cold. Cocoa malt. Junior was so frail, I almost cried. I guess cocoa malt made him stronger. Let's see. Look at the fashion. Yes, KP, you get both. So it's a lot. Whatever price, you get both. Look at the fashion illustrations, what the fashions looked like in 1931. Yep, we're 2 years in the Depression, but they're still dressing like that. More pages of fashion illustrations. Look at the fur trimmed. Okay, yeah, but these people are not poor there. That was Colette Cartier. Ingram's milkweed cream. Palmolive beads. Wash our silk products with Palmolive beads. Another Palmolive must have owned this issue. This is like third or fourth ad. Holiday entertaining. You got you got a recipe for veal and pepper aspic.
Oh man,
That sounds horrific.
Oh,
Beautiful resolutions, Jergens, ponds. So tons. Oh, we got another color. Oh, we got Campbell soup. Got another color ad in the middle. Campbell soup ad. Bargain day shopping. So that's the 31 issue. We'll just do really, really quick for 32. This is the back cover. Imperial cream pie, gold metal flower. Love the image.
Your high bid right. Your high bid
yes.
Right now, 25.
I think we had a couple bids come in, so I think KP's now back out top at 25. Let's see. Inside front cover. Smell it. What horrible advertising. 2 words that have led millions to a bargain. It's a Fells naphtha again. All right, that's who got paid for that ad? And then the inside back cover should be the color one again. It is an advertisement for canned ham.
Ooh.
Nothing says 1932 like canned ham. Armor Foods. So zip through really quick. Got some color illustrations of fashion. Some used powder. Oh, Lucky Strikes. That's it. We hadn't seen too many cigarette ads yet. So Lucky Strike. Now we got a panel advertisement. Fatigue, Bear Aspirin. And again, just images of what everyday housewives would have worn in 1932. Love this type of this is like first level research. You know, you can't challenge. They wouldn't have worn that in 1932. Well, guess what? There's a picture of it.
That's right.
So you get both of these. We're going to count them down so we can bounce on to the next item. 10, 9, 8, 7. And you get both of them for one price. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Okay.
Wait for the lag.
And I'm watching the fingers on the screen, and there they are. There goes the stop. And I shall hit refresh. And let's see, what are you seeing? Top chat. Let me go to top chat, live chat. Make sure you're in live chat, everybody. And I think it's KP at 35.
Okay.
It appears to be. Okay, you got that?
Yep. Thank you. Thanks, KP.
Okay. Your magazines were from 1932, correct, Patrick?
31 and 32. Yep.
31 and 32. Okay, so who won the presidential election of 1932? That's right. You know who it was. And here's an original photograph of him. Wow. This starts at $25. Let me tell you about it. That's FDR in his motorcade. Now, I think this was taken in 1940, and I'll tell you why, and I'm going to try to show you FDR as best I can. This photograph was taken in Philadelphia. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where because I don't see any street signs, and I don't see any, I can't tell from the buildings, although I know Philly pretty well. The Republican National Convention was in Philadelphia in 1940. Now, that doesn't mean that this couldn't be earlier than that, because I'm sure FDR was in Philadelphia before 1940. But he's in his motorcade. I'm going to show you him in a minute. This may be from 1940 as he's driving around the city, because as I said, the convention was in Philadelphia in 1940. But some of you who know your automobiles, you might be able to tell better than I can. This is an original photograph. There's nothing on the back of it. It's not dated. There's a little owie on this corner up here. But if we zoom in on the motorcade, we clearly see there he is right there. And I love, look at him tipping his hat. Can you see him?
That's awesome.
And I know it's coming up a little blurry on the screen because my cell phone is blurry. Also, I want you to know that his motorcade was moving. And so We know today the reason why he was driven around, because he couldn't really do very well with all that steel on his legs. And I think I've seen one little bit of footage.
Becky's got you started at 25.
It's almost haunting to watch, but there's a bit of footage somewhere where through the strength of his upper body, and he usually had one of his sons on one of his arms, but he actually walked maybe like 10 steps in a very almost like toy soldier. It was kind of sad to see, but as everybody knows today, the press had a silent rule not to photograph him or film him to show his disability. Boy, how have times changed. We can see police on horseback. We can see the trolley tracks. That might be 12th Street. That might be the street that I tripped on trying to get a pizza. See the scar on my hand? See the scar on my hand right there? I tripped on trolley tracks just like that all over the streets of Philadelphia. But anyway, there's the motorcade coming up the street. And some American flags down here. And that's an original photograph that somebody took out of a building. Could have been for a newspaper. Who knows? I'm going to go ahead and count this down, but I just want to zoom in one more time and let you see. There's old FDR waving his hat to the crowd as his motorcade comes around the corner. And even though it's a little out of focus because the car was moving, you know who that is. I'm going to count this down. Patrick, are there any bids? I didn't.
Yes.
Okay, then here we go. And, you know, before I count it down, the nice thing is, even though there's some ripping over here, there's not a whole lot going on, you know, on this side. So you could very easily frame this and cover that up or just leave it the way that it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. No, from what I saw, and I went to Wikipedia and looked up the dates.
I saw the number of fingers coming up.
Stitcher, if someone else will double check that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Democratic Convention, 1936. Yes. I made a mistake. Go back and look that up. I know FDR is a Democrat. I don't know why I said Republican. So it might have been the 1936 convention. Thank you for pointing that out. Somebody go and look that up because I think I might have said that wrong. I don't know why I said Republican. Oh, good grief. I know he's a Democrat. It was either the 36, it might have been the 1936 convention, Democratic convention that was in Philadelphia. Oh, okay.
So that went to Becky Leslie for 25.
All right, Becky Leslie at 25. Let's bring Becky Leslie gets it at 25. Yeah, there it is. Let me just, I made a mistake. The 1936 Democratic National Convention was in Philadelphia. I don't know why I said 1940 Republican. That was a total slip on my part. Moving on. Thank you, Becky Leslie at 25.
All right. The next item I've had these for a while and always wondered what I was going to do with them. Well, guess what? They're unbreakable, so they show up here. So, Scott, we've got this pair of, we'll figure out what they are in a second, starting at $35.
All right.
What do we think these are? I don't think, I said they were pheasants when I did my preview video, but I know they're not pheasants. They've got very long legs. I don't think they're storks because they've got very long feathers that are coming all the way down. I don't know what these lovelies are.
Well, I can tell you this, Patrick. Generically speaking, back in the 1920s and 30s, that was called the bird of paradise.
Bird of paradise, and that's what's coming into the chat as well. So we've got the birds of paradise. One, the male with the heavily crested head, and then the female with the lighter crested head. They were silver plated, I believe, and they have been heavily tarnished. And what my debate was what I wanted to do with this. They are stamped on the bottom. Copyright USA 2250. And then there's like a little crest above it. That one, it's flaked a little bit. This one, it's slightly better. You can see, but I think I did research this once and I found a couple of them, but never enough to definitively, figure out who made them or exactly when. But just as you said, and as it's coming in from the chat, they definitely have a look of that. I don't think they're from the 50s and the 60s. I think they're earlier than that. But I do think they do kind of give a mid-century modern look too, with this kind of cool bronzing color that has kind of been created with the tarnish. So you see that there's definitely some spots. I've not tried to clean these up. They have the felt inserts at the bottom. And now it's my struggle, Roxanne. I love the patina too. And I was concerned that if I tried to polish them up, if the silver plate, which is what I thought it was, I don't think it's a gold wash. I wasn't sure if it would be, I would actually be able to clean them up to be 100% unified, whatever they started out as. And I've had these are effectively have become part of my personal collection since I bought them because I didn't know what else to do with them. So I had a cast iron clock on a radio cabinet in my bedroom. These actually sat alongside that. It made for a great garniture set because they've got some nice height to them. The taller of the two is the male, and he is basically just over 12 inches tall. So, you've got some nice height on these. They can flank. I love that they are a true pair, that they're not identical matches. So one does actually go with the other. So you have the full set, just not two that look the same. And you have a male and a female, which doesn't need to be a male and a female, but in this particular case, you have the pair. Absolutely love these. Thought these would be popular in the sale, but I'm not seeing any takers. So I will do a mini countdown, I guess, because I don't want to have to bring them back later if I don't have to. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And if I don't have any bids, then these will go to my booth. Was there a bid that I missed? I'm sorry, Lynn. Did I miss you?
Yeah, there is a.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Then let me do a full-fledged countdown. I did not see the bid come in.
I'm sorry. I already put the stop in because you had ended it. But you want to do it anyway?
I'll just do a really quick one. I don't see anyone else try to jump in, but I do apologize, Lynn. I did not see with the other chat that went through. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that will be Lynn getting these most likely at 35.
I am watching. Let's put that stop in there. Lumpy dumpy dum. Okay. Yep, that's it. Very good.
Thanks, Lynn. Sorry I missed you.
I have a World War II era photograph for $10. It's just this one photograph. There's no date on it. We're going to start at $10. There's something written on the back in pencil, and it's just too light for me to read it. I can't read it. So if someone does win this, then maybe you can read it. But it's just a photograph, an original photograph. And the measurements are 14 by 11. 14 by 11. And I will now zoom in and let you see it close up. So we have a gentleman in uniform. Standing next to a lady in a leopard print coat. And I'll go all the way down and see to the bottom of it. Oh, we don't get their shoes. Drat. Well, you kind of get to see hers. And it again, it measures 11 by 14. And it's $10. For those who like decorating, I used to know someone whose bathroom was just decorated with found photographs. You know what I mean? Just from flea markets and yard sales and that kind of thing. If you're sitting there waiting for something to happen, you got to look at something. And I'm not one who likes to read in the bathroom. I don't know about that. But it was fun to just look all over his wall. And there was all these wonderful old photographs. And it's really art when you elevate it to that level and put it on the wall. $10. I don't see any. We're going to give it another 15 seconds or so. And then, Patrick, if you'll get the stop ready.
Yep.
If there are no takers, then there's a chance we'll bring it back at the end. So $10 start on the photograph of the World War II era man and lady, frameable. I see no interest. So Patrick, if you'll place the stop, yeah, the coat is wonderful. If you'll put the stop in there, since we didn't get any bids, we'll have a chance. We'll come back to that. I will throw it back to you now.
9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Just checking out my next piece.
Okay.
This is a start of $10.
Okay.
And what you get is a set of, so we're stretching unbreakable. These wouldn't really break. These would crack. These are plastic beverage, I would say 60s, 70s, maybe earlier, of bar tips. You get a full set of 12. So at this point, they're less than $1 each. And you've got things on here like one way to avoid a hangover is stay drunk. I've cut my drinking in half by omitting water chasers. Never drink on an empty stomach. All right, that's not a bad tip. Can also be used for medicinal purposes. I've cut down to 1 martini after work. All things in moderation. And look at the size of that martini. And one way to avoid a hangover is to stay drunk. So you've got spot color on these. They have the kind of the frosted, they're clear plastic at the top and the bottom, kind of frosted in the middle for the lettering, and then that spot color of yellow on all of these. So you've got a full set of 12. They all, I believe, say the same thing. None of them are cracked. You know, theoretically, I guess you could say they're disposable, but you know, these would be able to, with some care, you'd be able to wash these, and you would have the most unique barware for your next cocktail party, picnic, whatever you want to use these for. What would you say era-wise, Scott? What would you think?
Oh, that's looking very, very 50s.
Yeah. So the fact that there's still a full set of 12 and they are in great condition, I thought they were kind of a fun find and stretching out, again, stretching the rules a little bit on what's unbreakable, but they won't break. They'll just crack. So they were a $10 set, $10 start for the whole set. Absolutely, Karen. Great Father's Day gift. So we'll let it stick for a little while. See if we get a last minute bid. Otherwise, I think these will do well in my booth, but I thought these would be a fun addition to the Unbreakable sale. So we will go ahead and put in that stop. If you could do that, Scott, and then if I want to pull them back later, I can. But for now, on to your next item.
All right. I've got, if you would for me, Patrick, we're going to go ahead, and this is $12. For the lot, you're going to get 10 cards. Now I'll show them to you. 7 of them are Easter, and they date to the early part of the last century, and then 3 extras. So $12, you're going to get all the items that I'm about to show you. Let's go through them quickly. Most of these Easter cards are embossed, and so when I turn around to the back, you can see the pressing. It's hard for you to see when you look at it. It just looks flat, but these are all very beautifully, heavily embossed, and a lot of these are made in Germany. In fact, this one is as well. I'm going to go through them quickly. Just wanted to let you know that I just love these embossed cards, and some of them are written on. They're all in really good condition. So we have the first 7 of them are all for the Easter season. So there's 1 beautiful Easter. This one is dated 19 something.
They're gorgeous.
And this is embossed. Look at how heavily embossed.
That stuff's so heavily embossed.
Oh, the embossing on these is amazing. I mean, it just jumps right off. Look at the back of it. It makes it hard to write on the back. Your pen is going in and out. That one has a stamp on it. That's Easter.
Then you got KP starting you at 12.
One of these is dated 1912. I can't remember which one, but this is also, I hope these aren't coming up. I'm on StreamYard, so it's not backwards. Only YouTube is backwards, but not StreamYard.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay. Here's another cute little Easter. This is also in Germany. These are old. As I said, one of them is dated 1912. Look at that one. This one is embossed as well. The colors are beautiful, and these are in great shape. You don't have a bunch of dog ears. This one has a stamp, and this is dated April the 12th, 1912. Oh, wait a minute.
Nice.
Is it April? Yes. Oh, my goodness. This was put in the mail just 3 days before the Titanic sank. The Titanic sank April 14th, 1912, and this is dated April the 12th, 1912. This was, somebody might have gotten this in the mail the day the Titanic sank. Patrick, doesn't that make you go, woo?
Yeah. Patsy brought you up to 14, and KP topped it at 15.
Don't we love history? Look at these little chickens ringing, playing. And these are embossed as well. Easter joys be yours. Isn't that adorable? So there's 7 Easter cards. And then to bring it up to 10, why don't we throw in from 1930 a Thanksgiving card? Who doesn't want to be in the back of a pumpkin chariot being pulled by a road turkey? I know I do.
I don't think I want to meet that turkey, though. That thing's huge.
Not unless he's on my
Or that
plate.
lady's very, very small.
Not unless he's on my plate with a little
little cranberry sauce.
This is adorable, and this is very Edwardian looking, or late Victorian. And this is a
Dennis brought you up to 16. KP topped it at 20.
This is a Valentine's card that's written on the back.
How could that have gone through the mail? I would think that would rip right off.
I would think it would rip right off too, but it says postcard.
Yeah. Oh, well, obviously they were gentler back in those days.
And it's
hand canceled.
It got the address on the back, and you can see it's a Valentine.
Dennis brought you to 21.
And I think, oh, I love that thing that was in the mail when the Titanic sank. But look, you guys know who Rose O'Neal was? It's not a Kewpie unless it is by Rose O'Neal. And there were a lot of imitators. That is a Rose O'Neal Kewpie card. Now, how do I know that it's actually Rose O'Neal? Because it's copyrighted Rose O'Neal. And you're not going to be able to see it. But right here, you might be able to see it. Let me get it up there. You will see the, oh, my fingernails are clean.
It's not clear, but you can see there's something there.
That right there is copyright. It says Kewpies, copyright, the C, and then Rose O'Neal. So those are actual, if it doesn't say Rose O'Neal, you can't call it a Kewpie.
KP's got you up to 23.
And then we'll open this up so you can see there's a card on the inside. So an original Kewpie Rose O'Neal card, the Valentine's card. I love that. I'm in love with that turkey. And then the wonderful postcards for Easter time. Loving the one that was mailed just days before the Titanic sank.
Kells took you to 25. KP popped it to 26.
And I will now count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Either my mouth got ahead of my fingers or my fingers got ahead of my mouth. It wouldn't be the first time.
Okay, just watch the letter. Your fingers just came up. Looks like somebody bid really quick. Wait, counting down. Okay. Stop. Stop. Okay. Stop. Let me refresh really quick. Looks like Patsy snuck in at the last minute, and she reached it all the way up to $39.
Patsy, congratulations. They are yours. I thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who placed bids. It is 3 o'clock. It's funny. I started to say it's 9 o'clock. It's always intermission at 9 o'clock, but it's 3 o'clock. We're not going to continue intermission. We're going to keep the ball rolling. And it is now. Thank you, everybody. If you're just joining us at 3 o'clock, it's a live sale. We've been at it for 1 hour, and we're going to continue now. Patrick is going to have the floor.
All right. The next item, I do not have any postcards, so I went back to some ephemera. I guess they're sort of ephemera because they're books, but they are actually a real cloth book. So these are a $10 start, Scott. Okay. And for that $10, you get all 3 of these. And check out the conditions. These puppies were never there you go. These puppies were never used. So everyone, crash course on our Roman numerals. This one is 1958. Name 3 colors, or name the colors, not 3 colors. Name the colors is 1960. And Fun with Baby does not have a copyright on the front. We'll see when I open it up if there's one on the back. So you get all 3 of these books, and they are all 3 a real cloth book issued by Whitman. And you can see the thread binding on the side. These things don't look like they were even opened. Certainly not opened by a child, because yes, they're cloth, so they would hold up better than maybe paper. But these, it's like they've been stored flat since they were printed. They're absolutely gorgeous condition. So, and you've got children's books. So name the color, real cloth book. There are numbers at the top, which I'm assuming is just the issues. Again, because they were printed at different times. All the numbers are similar, 2260, 2262, and 2263. So I don't know what those actually represent. But on the back of the color one, what colors are these? So you've got little sneak peek. Each one is, let's see, one. Check out the graphics inside. This is the color one, obviously. Red, blue, yellow, green, pink, and brown. So these are not massive books. It looks like there's 2 sheets of that printed cloth that then go together. So you've got the stitching in the centerfold. So you've got that one. We'll flip through the From My Playpen. Looks like she's playing with Humpty Dumpty. I don't know what that doll is, but it kind of looks like Humpty Dumpty. The cat visiting on the back, a puppy on the front. So from my playpen, I can see a spotted puppy watching me. An airplane way up in the sky, a fire engine going by. Just look at the graphics on that plane. I mean, this is just so cool. These would look fantastic framed. A choo-choo chugging up the hill, a kitty on the windowsill. So simple books. And then the last one was Fun with Baby. Picture that in a frame. That is so cool. That would look great in a nursery, or just as a gift for an expectant mother, or even just tie that onto the front of a actual gift. It's just great. Oh, there's the copyright. Crash course. 1952. MCM LII. So 1952. So this is the earliest. So you've got Play with Blocks, Bang Bang. Okay, I'm glad she's holding a hammer, because Bang Bang made me nervous there for a second. So we've got A Fast Ride, look at the little hobby horse. This Way Puppy, walking the dog. Splash Splash, taking the bath, and Roll the Ball with the little bloomers showing up. So, and then that's the image on the back. So you get all 3 of these for one money. It looks like current top bid is Margaret at $12. So I'll go ahead and count these down. Again, all 3 for one price. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. So watch for the lag. Scott can do the close. Did I lose Scott?
No, I'm here. Mary Beth wins at 14. Margaret, I'm sorry, your $15 bid came in just after the stop.
All right. Thanks, Mary Beth, picking those up at $14. If you could send me an email, I'm not sure I recognize your name, or if you're one of other Mary Beths. So if you could send me an email, I would appreciate it.
Okay. And I did refresh the chat. I always do that.
Yeah, it looks like I saw the same thing. Unfortunately,
Okay.
Margaret came in right after.
Okay. Just want to make sure we get it to the
Yep.
right person. Alrighty. There we go. All right, Patrick, the next item that I have is an original letter home from World War II. I'm going to read it to you. If you allow me the extra 1 or 2 minutes that it will take me to promote this one item, I think it's worthy to be read. We're going to start off at, oh my gosh, I lost my, I'm starting at $12.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, wait until I read it to you. So the original letter is in there. I'm not, there it is. I'm going to stick it back in. I printed it out myself, so on a larger piece of paper so that I could read it.
Aaron's already got you started at 12.
I will now read it to you. So please bear with me, because even though I've blown it up, it's somewhat difficult to read. And this is only my second time reading it, maybe my third time. And I believe this is a son writing home to his parents, from what I can tell. And it is dated, talking about the Titanic, this is April the 15th, 1945. So if you know your war history, you know it's starting to wrap up. But let's see what it says, and it won't take me too long to read it. And here I go. I'm not going to say the names because I don't want people Googling it. The winner can decide if they want to do that. Dear so-and-so, this won't be much of a letter because I'm in a hurry and nothing seems to go right today. But I did want to thank you both for those very nice Valentines. They were patches of color in a rather olive drab existence. Oh my gosh. There have been some differences in our original estimates of this war and my part in it. From the days in which I packed and left the Eastern Shore, that's the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and now, question mark. As the seasons go by, I try to visualize what it looks like around my barn and around Harmony. I think Harmony is the little town on the Eastern Shore that he's from. But after 3 years, the vision grows dim. The bitter part of it is that it seems to be a longer time ahead before I think about asking you to meet me at Easton or Harrington or Preston. The end of the European war isn't going to make a sharp difference in our way of life or the chances of us getting home sooner. We'll probably be here after the war is over. It's a cinch that we'll be here long after most of the men are gone. So I'm not optimistic at all. In July, it'll be 30 months overseas, and that won't mean much either, despite what the papers at home print. There are probably many changes around the neighborhood in the past years, and I'd like to see them. I've changed too. I'm darn near white-haired. Of course, in normal times, I don't imagine that I'd keep my blonde hair much longer, but I think fiddling with those mines in Italy and getting the hell scared out of me several times had something to do with it. I hope that both of you are well and that you are enjoying life to its fullest. Give my regards to the good old people in Harmony who still remember me. If you get a chance to write, please do. Let's see. Let me know how my car is making out and how things are going in general. It's going to be a strange world to come back to, but I'd like to give it a whirl. My love to you both and best wishes for all the good things. Good luck, Harold. Oh my gosh, Patrick, is that one heck of a letter?
That's fantastic.
Ooh, I almost feel like I should be a narrator, and I don't have a narrator's voice, but I've just very quickly read that letter to you. I think before I send it off to someone, I think I might read it again and put some feeling in it and put some World War II music and pictures behind it and just do a little something and put it on YouTube, you know.
Oh, that'd be great.
For Harold. But that's the original letter right there from the War Department, and it says, Well, anyway, that's how tiny it is. And there's the postage date. And I will be mailing the winner the letter. And that's that. So the high
Aaron
bid
has you up
letters.
at 18. Mary
Okay.
Beth puts you to 20. KP's been trying to get it.
I hope.
Dennis has been trying to get it. You've got some multiple people interested in it. Cheryl's got you up to 20 again.
You know what's neat about that is it's not just the food is bad, the weather is bad. Hello, hello. He misses his hometown. He how's my car doing? And his hair is turned white from trying to detonate mines in Italy. And gosh, there's a lot in there. It's one of those letters where the content, really elevates it. This is just some guy from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, but it's those men and women that's the reason why we're sitting in a free country today. Whoo, that's a wonderful
There you
list.
go.
Okay. Well, I'll count it down. 10.
Karen's got you up to 25 after Dennis, Cheryl pushed it forward.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I think my favorite line is how he appreciates the Valentines in this, what did he say, olive green, drab world that he's been in for 30 months. The greatest
Just saw the balloons go by. All right, so there we go. So we got to stop. And it looks like Karen Collins has it for 25.
Karen is COLLINS. Thank you. I think I know you, Karen. Yeah, Karen Collins, I think I know you. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, everyone who placed bids. And if you'd like to hear it again, I will do that. I'll read it and put music and do a little something with it.
That'd be a great little addition.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Karen. I know you're going to preserve that for posterity's sake. Thank you, everyone. I had fun reading it.
All right. We're going to start at $10.
Thank you for letting me take some extra time with that, Patrick.
Oh, of course. No, it's all, unique stuff takes more time to talk about. This one, relatively simple. It's a $10 start because what you get is a hound dog chewing on a shoe. It is a wooden, I guess a plaque, because there is a place to be able to hang it, like a little nail hole to be able to hang it. It's handcrafted by Henry M. DeCamp. I did do a little research when I got this. So I'm probably not super, super old, probably within the last 20 years or so. But you can see how thick it is. Yeah. It sits upright on a shelf just fine. So you don't have to hang it. It's a fairly thick wall plaque if you do. So you can just make this as a paperweight. You can flat if you want. But I just think he's adorable. I personally had a Basset Hound, so I couldn't pass this up. Oh. But it is now going on to another home. So handcrafted by DeCamp. I want to say it was in the Carolinas when I looked at. You can see they did kind of a particle board piece on the back. And then if you are big into your grains of your woods, I believe the dog itself is done out of oak. And I think these are just plastic eyes that have been glued on there. But you can see each piece is dimensional. So you've got the head was one piece carved down with the his haunches. And then applied to that is the muzzle, and then applied to that is the nose. So you get this dimensionality going into it. The paws overhanging the shoe, which has little teeth marks on it because he is chewing on the shoe. So this is a $10 start for giving a happy hound a home. We'll see if there are any takers in this one. Otherwise, I will go ahead and close this one out and pass it back over to you, Scott. Okay. So not seeing anything. So go ahead and put the stop in there and take on to the next item.
All right, it's in there. And I did happen to see on the screen, Karen, I think that's wonderful. And I just want to point out the reason why I personally publicly don't tell you who it's from is I want the winner to decide what they want to do with it. And it looks like Karen is going to do some research. I just, that's the way I like to do it. Let the winner of the item decide how they want to find out about its provenance and whether they want to keep it or maybe try to find out if Harold, did make it back to the Eastern Shore of Maryland. That's kind of a fun thing to do. Okay, Patrick, I've got 2 magazines. $10. We're going to go back to 1954. You get both magazines. Both of them are from 1954. They are the American Home, and one is from October and one is from December. Ooh, so we're missing November, but October 1954, December 1954. The American Home. They are a little frazzle-dazzled on their, is it the spine? Is that what it is, Patrick? The spine?
Mm-hmm.
I always want to call it the spleen, and I know that's not.
That's a whole different sale.
Yeah. So the spines are a little jaggedy. They don't smell like a moldy basement. They're not filled with silverfish. They smell like old paper.
Cal's got you started at 10.
Not ripped up, and they're very readable magazines. So if you like the 50s, and of course, I think it's always neat. For me, I think it's more fun to have magazines from the holiday period because you're going to get Christmas foods and Christmas decorating things and Halloween and Thanksgiving. And it's just always there's little holiday things that we have in these. Oh, Karen, and you're going to have to stay and keep in touch with me and let me know what you find out, if you will. I'd love for you to keep in touch and let me know what you find out about. And about the letter. Look, you know what I love? Looking at covers. There's that dumb old Westmoreland cranberry flashed. I say dumb old. I don't mean dumb. You know what I mean?
And then back then, it wasn't old. That was like super contemporary at the time.
I know, but there's that wedding cake thing flash. And we all know the fun of these.
Eugene's got you up to 16 after Marianne and Dennis also tried to get it.
Look at how that's a basement. Don't you love how people used to do their basements back in the 50s, The
detail of just the linoleum, the color blocking of the linoleum.
Yeah, I know. It's so much fun to go through these. And I'm passing these on because I tend to keep my 1930s, 20s, and 30s era items. Look at how to decorate your front door in 1954.
Wow. Marianne's got you at 17. That screams mid-century modern. That's fantastic.
The front door for Christmas time, doesn't it, though?
Little did they know that they were going to be mimicked and copied for decades later. The rumpus room, absolutely.
Look at this sassy thing in her kitchen. I can't tell if I've got it.
The Congo wall. Nice.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, it's like a vinyl tile look adhesive. It's all one sheet of vinyl on the wall.
Oh, and did she install it herself?
Eugene's got you up to 20.
In her little pegged pants. Anyway, okay, so we'll count these down because I'm not going to sit here. Oh, Haywood Wakefield. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. Colonial maple furniture in the bedroom. 10, 9, you get both of them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I'm running out of space. It's quite all right.
All right. Got the stop. Looks like Eugene picks them up for $20.
Is there a last name to the Eugene?
Eugene Justice. Justice.
Okay, Eugene, thank you. I think I do know Eugene. And that's not Eugenia. It's a Eugene, right?
It just says Eugene.
Okay, Eugene. I think I know you. But it would be a good time to remind everybody that if you've never bought from either one of us, and that does not include eBay, forget the eBay store because we can't go back and find all that. And I know some people don't understand that, but we just can't. So if you're new to us here, make sure you email your information to me or to Patrick, and we can, if you're not sure what information we need, we can tell you again. Basically, name, address, PayPal account, that kind of thing. So thank you, Eugene, and everyone who placed bids.
So I am sticking with the 50s, but in a very different type of ephemera. So this is a $10 start, and you get all 3 of these. And what these are aviation and model airplane catalogs.
Ooh.
So all from Air Trails.
And what was the start?
We've got March 1952, August 1952, and January 1953. Really quick heads up
The start,
on one
Patrick.
of it was a $10 start.
I'm sorry.
On one of them, just be aware a couple of the coupons, things that you could send in for, a couple have been cut out. So there's one of the issues I did see a couple when I started flipping through, a couple of the pages flapped a little bit, but they're all tight. They're all still bound. There's a little bit of wear on them, but you've got just check this out. So say okay for tops in value and tops in performance. Now, I never got into building models, but like the early versions of the lighting, outstanding for stunt and speed flights, glow plugs, all the things you would have to source before Amazon. You'd have to have these catalogs and all these different companies that sold all of these specialty parts. So there's some fun illustrations in here. Again, it's like first level primary research for what did things cost in the 50s. The time that kids would have spent before the internet, before video games, before everything else, they'd sit here and make these models. Flying models from 85 cents for Speedy Built, the two biggest names in model airplanes. So most of the illustrations, everything that are in here, there's some suggestions of build your own flying saucer. Everything's in black and white, but you've got some great vintage advertising in here of products that were very specific to a very specific hobby. So that's the first issue. I personally love the cover of the March issue. Just check that out. You could make this hovercopter that then flies like a plane but lands like a helicopter. I mean, how cool is that illustration? You've got the same types of products, the same company, but a slightly different ad for power, price, performance. You can't beat OK. Out of Herkimer, New York. Again, kind of flipping through. Tester's name shows up quite a bit. So it just seems to be a mix of companies. So it was, I'm assuming, a subscription base because there's a different one every month. This copy cost 35 cents. And each one gives you something slightly different. Some consolidated PB2As, adding RPMs to piston ring engines. Some of these things, I have no idea what we're even talking about. A terminal thumbed to Kansas. Okay, I don't know what that's all about. But again, look at these illustrations. Some great art. I'm never big for one to tear things apart, but in some cases, it's going to give it a better life. Some of these things would look fantastic in frames. So then this is the August. No, I showed that one. The latest one is the January 53. Kind of flip through this. Again, there's one of the pages. It looks like they cut out whatever this plane was here in the middle. So just be aware. But still chock full of great illustrations, great. And, in some cases, this is something that you did as a child or somebody's interested in history of aviation. There's some articles in here. Could be interesting too. So I see a bid. The years were 2 issues were 1952 and 1 issue was 1953. So we're still in the 50s. So go ahead and do the countdown because I did see one bid coming in from Lori. Thank you from Lori and Robert. 10, 9, 8. You get all 3 of them for one price. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Mm-hmm. There's the stop. Okay, I think it's the Perrys.
All right. And I will add those to the box that I owe you, Lori, and I'll try and get that invoicing out right away.
Continued prayers and good thoughts for Robert's continued strength and healing that we know he's experiencing. We have not forgotten you. Many of you may know that Robert suffered a stroke. How long has it been now? Several weeks, but we're continuing, of course, the hope as part of the YouTube family that Robert, and prayers for Lori and for all of your family as well. Okay, so just wanted to remember that. Okay, now I've got 2 magazines to sell to you, and I'm going to show them to you in a minute. There they are. Wait, I'll bring them back. They start at $12, and I chose these 2 magazines for a very specific reason. I want to tell you the dates of both of them, and I want everybody to just think for a minute because it will give you chills, I hope. Just like that postcard that was placed in the mail 3 days before the Titanic sank. This edition of The Mentor, look at how Art Deco that is. The Mentor magazine. The date of this is November 1929. What happened on October 29th, 1929? That's right, the stock market crashed. This would have already been, ahead of time on the newsstands, right? November 1st. I don't know how early in those days they put magazines out, but doesn't that make you go, wow? The month after, just days after the stock market crash, November 1929. And the other magazine...
It also makes those issues actually pretty rare because no one would have had the money to buy them. So they would have gone on the newsstand and they wouldn't have been sold. So they would have all been pulped by the publisher.
I just love it. And I'm going to show it to you again. This is filled with Art Deco drawings and things. This magazine here of the American Home, the date of this is November 1941. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was probably the last Thanksgiving dinner that looked like that for several years, because we all know what happened just a few on December the 7th. So I have 2 magazines that are really snapshots. These are moments in time in history. This hits the newsstand 1 or 2 days after the stock market crash. Yeah, November 1929. Now, Patrick, you might know, but I don't know. Today, everything is out so early. It might have been the custom back in those days not to put this out until, November 1st. I don't know that. The way magazines are today, they're put out earlier. Do you know? I don't know.
If it was weekly, they would have had a more strict on sale date, but the monthly ones probably would have shown up right at the end of the previous month. So that people buy it, feel like, okay, this is what's happening. So yeah, that probably would have been on the newsstands right when it happened.
Right when it happened. So just to think about that.
And definitely designed before they knew anything about it.
It would have absolutely gone to print weeks and months.
Absolutely. Edited would have been done.
So The Mentor from November of 1929 and Thanksgiving of 1941. Look at that. There's the Thanksgiving table. 1941 of November, and someone could have been sitting there. It was wasn't it a Sunday afternoon? It was a Sunday afternoon, and John Charles Daly made the announcement of the attack on Pearl Harbor. People were sitting at home on Sunday afternoon on December the 7th when there was the interruption. How did we even know what was going to happen? I think it was John Charles, the moderator from What's My Line, John Charles Daly. Yeah. Anyway, there's the back of the magazine, and there's the front of it. So a moment in time.
And what a lot of people forget is that the war was running at that point. So like even the banner of that says second line of defense, American Home. We weren't in the war yet, but there were countries already in the middle of it. So we knew something was going on. We just weren't part of it yet.
Not yet. So she's busy hanging her drapes. Little does she know she's going to be putting blackout curtains up. She's going to take those down. Yeah, it's just a moment in time, and I love that. We'll count them down.
And it is both for one money, correct?
Indeed,
Poodle's asking.
Yeah, both of them.
So KP's got you up to 20. You have quite a bit of interest in this.
The countdown is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And what makes this so poignant is to sit here and flip through these today with the knowledge of what was to come. And the people that originally got these magazines would have had no clue. Maybe some people might have had an idea what was coming. Some of the financial analysts were a little concerned about 1929, but I think most folks had no idea what was coming.
Right. So we got KP claimed her stash, $30. She gets them.
Okay, and KP, thank you. And remember, these I can actually ship media mail. So thank you everyone who placed bids, and thank you for your winning bid, KP at 30. Those are the two magazines, November the 29th, November of 29 and November of 1941. Thank you for your interest, everyone. Patrick, it's back to you.
All right, we got a big boy going on here. This has got some weight to it, so just keep in mind I'm shipping from Chicago, so just keep in mind. This is it's a $25 start. It is a bakery crafts rotating cake decorating stand.
I got so excited I forgot to put the stop in. The start, I'm sorry, 25.
Start is 25. So you can see it rotates. It has, I mean, I would say this weighs at least 3 or 4 pounds by itself. I mean, this is cast iron. It does pop off. It's been well greased so that it can spin very easily. I will take this off. I think I'm not sure on the age of this. Based on the font, it does have the registered trademark on it. It does have cast in the bottom, made in China, which makes it seem like it's probably later. But things have been made in China for a long time, so I couldn't swear to that. But this, we talked about earlier about other things. People love to make vignettes, do centerpieces. This is a fantastic way to do it. First of all, it rotates very, very easily, but it's got a nice elevation to it. So you could prop some things down underneath it and then still put stuff on the top. I loved it. The problem with it, I had it in my booth, and I had it in my booth for $45. It unfortunately did not sell there, but it was taking up too much space because I didn't have anything. I didn't have any place to be able to put it otherwise on the top of one of the bookcases, and it just took up too much space. It is 12 inches across. So again, moves very easily, is very heavyweight, very solid. You could use it as a functional if you wanted to actually make your own cakes, or you could use it like I was trying to use it to put a doily on it. You got a little vignette. Looks like John Heddle has the opening bid of $40. Thank you so much, John. And I don't want to put too much time on this one because it's getting heavy to hold. So I'm going to go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8. You can use it as simplify it too. You can use it as lazy Susan, put all your condiments on there and just pass them around. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And it's got just enough patina on it. I just think it looks kind of cool.
There you go.
Ugh. All right, so it looks like John gets it. Thank you, John. I apologize. I don't recognize your name. Doesn't mean you haven't bought from me before, but if you could just make sure you send me an email, I would appreciate it. And I will get that shipped to you as cheaply as possible. I did something really heavy the last time, and I had to switch it over to UPS, which I don't like doing because I don't have a UPS store near me, but it saved something like $20 on shipping. So, yep, I made a special trip to UPS just to save the money on shipping. I will do that.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. We have 224 folks. If you get a chance to give us a thumbs up, we'd love that. We're going to rock and roll for about another 30 minutes or so. But now I've got 19 photographs for $19, and it's a wedding. I'm going to stand up and let you see all the pictures, but Patrick will start us off at 19.
Yep, it's in.
19 photographs, one whole lot of 19 of them.
Do you want to make yourself whole? Full screen?
Thank you.
Show off the photos.
I shall now stand up. These are not in any order, so they are out of order. Now, I will just take a moment. They're in these. They come out of this. You can pull them out of here, obviously, as you know. And they've got this glassine, I don't know if you call that anymore, type covering. It's not laminate. You know what I mean? You can take the pictures out. Okay. And they're pretty big. I'll try to turn them this way so you can see. And again, they're out of order. There's no date, but it looks very much mid-century, probably the 50s, maybe the late 40s. There's the bride and groom in the car. Oops, there's the lovely bride. And again, you can take them out of these if you want. They may be arriving at the church.
And it says you started at 20.
To the church on time. Those of you who know your automobiles can figure out the date. You know, this might be the 50s. There they are in front of the automobile. Here is the probably the wedding party. Best man and the bridesmaid and the flower girl. Here they are in the venue. Now I can tell it's not a Methodist wedding because it says open bar. That would have never. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. But I'll tell you what. If it was the old Methodists back in the 50s, there would not be any open bar. I can tell you that. But anyway, there they are. Right. Okay. I love that part. Here is what's going on here. Is he kissing her? Oh my word, how racy he is. Give her the kiss. See how that plastic comes right out if you don't want them in there. And here we have the more of the wedding. There we have the at the table. There's the bride. Here we've got the groom's parents here and the bride's mother. And maybe the husband died, and so this might be her brother. There we have the bride pinning the corsage on the mother. There's the little flower girl. There she is with her material. Dress. Train, is that what it is? I like the wallpaper. I don't know about that upholstery. There's everybody outside. I'm sorry there's a glare. I can't do much about it. Again, the bride. That's inside the church. You can all take a look at that and figure out whether you think it's Catholic or Episcopalian or who knows what. And oh, wait a minute. Getting in the car or getting out of it. And the bride and groom again. So that's it. 19 photographs of somebody's wedding. Nothing is written on the back. We don't know. We're not going to know. But my goodness. Do a whole wall. Do your whole whatever. 10. Do we have any?
Yes. You got the opening bid is $20.
Well, we'll count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
All right, fingers are up. And stop. And it looks like you went to Dennis for $20.
Is Dennis, is it just one word?
Dennis Romero, Romero.
Hi, Dennis. I don't think I know you. Dennis, Romero. Thank you, Dennis.
He said he will send you his info.
Oh, great. Dennis, I appreciate that. And also, don't forget to tell me in the email message whether you have a PayPal account or not. It's real important that you tell us that, because if you don't, we can't get connected. So, Dennis, I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you, everyone who placed bids. I appreciate that as well. Patrick, it's your turn.
All right. This one is a lot. You get all of this stuff for one money, and it is a $10 start. So again, anyone who's followed my channel since the beginning, I became known as the weirdo that did coasters. I didn't think coasters are all that unique, but I suddenly discovered the world does not all protect their woodenware, their wooden furniture with coasters. So what you get is a whole set of coasters. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of different coasters. So starting out, you get these Scotty's coasters. It is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these cork Scotty dogs. So you can see thin cork, You get a whole set of these. They're all identical. So you get all of those. In addition to all of those, you get this boxed set of Kelsey laminated coasters with the little felt backing. Full set of probably 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So this make a great gift. The box is actually in really great shape. And if you have anyone who likes tropical fish, you've got a perfect gift right there with the labeling and everything still on there. 6 melamine coasters. In addition to that, you get this boxed set of, I don't know what you call it. It's like the plastic. It's like a plastic form with the holes in it, and then you stitch into it. And then these were all done with a fabric back, and they're quilt squares, and they're all different. So you've got this one. I think this one's the Ohio Star, if I remember correctly. All in reds, greens, golds, and white. So yeah, canvas, like a plastic canvas. Or maybe that's the Ohio Star. It's been a while since I've owned a quilt shop. But they come in a little canvas, same type of stitching, the canvas in a nice little box. So you can either store them in the box or take the coasters out and use the box for something else. So you get that. So that's your third set of coasters. Your fourth set, they're not technically coasters. They are new old stock of paper Devon lace paper cocktail napkins. So you can see they are die cut, and they are exactly what you think they are. They are just paper napkins, but they were sold in these little fancy boxes, for weddings, for, your bridge club, whatever. You get 2 new old stock boxes of those. And at the end, I'm also throwing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This set of coasters that I got at a box lot. I have no idea what these are from. I thought the logo was kind of cool. I don't know if it's an insurance company. I did Google search for it, couldn't find it. These are definitely contemporary, probably, within the last 10 or 20 years. But they're nice. They actually have a little rim on there so that any moisture doesn't spill onto the table. They're cork backed. If you just have a need for coasters, or you just need to put under plants or whatever, these are, they were throwing these into the bonus, so I could get a nice set of 5. So you've got 5 sets of coasters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the plastic canvas is 5. Right now, I think I've got 1 bid, so I'll go ahead and do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Okay, so I think those go to KP for $10. Good deal.
And if you hear anything that sounds like creaking bones, it's the chair that I'm in. All of my furniture, all of the furniture in the 1925 bungalow makes noise. I just have to tell you that. But anyway, so that's the noise that you hear. I have got 2 photographs. They are both 8x10s. You're going to get both of them, and I'm looking for a starting bid of $10, which is
Okay.
$5 per picture. I love these photographs. I think it's better than having art on the wall in some cases. Now, I can't believe I'm selling them, but I've got enough old family pictures. I don't have to have strangers on the wall because I am the historian in the family. But I can't wait to show you these pictures. I'm going to show you the first one. The second one is my favorite. Both of them, $10, you get both of them. Look at how pensive she is. I just love that photograph. Normally, it's just some dumb kid sitting there, but look at that. Look at that face. I'm going to call her... Who does she look like to you? I was going to give her a name. Patrick, what name are you feeling? What name?
Bridget.
I'm getting sort of I don't know what feel I'm getting. Anyway, I just love that. I think that it's just such a wonderful pose. And she's so pensive. I love her. But let me tell you what, there's nothing on the back. We have no clue who this little girl is. Look at this snapshot. I'm just going to hold it up and I'm not going to say anything. Is that adorable or what?
That's awesome.
Now I'll zoom in. Look at that. You know, I want to look at the chair. Oh, look at that 1930s upholstered chair. The fireplace.
Antimacassars and everything.
Antimacassars and everything. And the little boy and his collie, I guess, playing, and they fall asleep right there on the floor. The only thing more adorable would be if there was a roaring fire. But when I look closely, I think that dog has his eye open.
Lassie's taking care of little Timmy.
The little boy may be fat. Isn't that adorable? I want that carpet. Anyway, there it is. 2 old photographs. It's $10 and you get both of them. Isn't this just adorable? Somebody took this and then went and had it enlarged. No, there wouldn't be a TV, not in this one. Unless it's just old furniture and then it's after the war. But I would guess it's probably from the 30s. So I won't rule out that there could be a TV, but that would be a house with really old-fashioned furniture sometime after World War II. But anyway, very 30s looking, and I love it. So $10, you get both of them. You get this pensive little girl who I just love that. And the little boy and his pup in front of the fireplace. All right, I don't see any bids on that, so we're going to give it another 10 seconds. And if we don't get a bid, we're going to just go ahead, Patrick, if you'll get ready to put the stop in there.
Yep.
Then we'll put these aside and maybe later on bundle these up with something else at another sale. And I don't see any bids. So if you'll put the stop in there, we'll go ahead and say stop, and we'll try these another time with some other items.
Okay, stop is in there.
All right. Now, let me bring you back. Stay right there.
All right, you did have somebody jump in after I put in the stop. So it's up to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
You did have somebody jump in after I put in the stop, so it's up to you what you want to do.
If whoever that was would be kind enough, we're almost wrapping it up. I'll bring them back right at the end. So we'll keep it rolling.
Okay.
That's kind of I kind of stick to that.
All right.
All right.
This is a $25 start. We're going to have to stand up so you can show you this. The only linen that I have in this today's sale, and it's one of my favorites. This is 46 by 46. It is a square table topper. I will say this actually made its appearance on the set of a community theater production I did of Arsenic and Old Lace. It was on the Ants tea table. If you look at it, it is definitely machine done. It has the cut work into the corners and the hem stitched all the way through it. Just look at the detail in the border. The Greek key designs, the embroidery in the corners. Let's see. Are they showing you the back? That's the problem with machine done. Sometimes you can't tell the front with the back, but I know. Okay. This, our education for the day. This is the front. This is the back because you can actually see the stitch that connects each of those pieces of embroidery. Since it's minimal, I'd say it's still machine done, but typically machines don't want to waste that thread. So sometimes they can be really hard to do because even on the rest of the back, you don't see that connecting pieces. But in the middle, back away, hopefully you can still hear me. It's not designed. There's nothing designed or covering up the middle of it, so you can put your centerpiece on it. But just look at the inner corners. Again, all of this is cut work. I don't know if I can see you. I don't know if you can see me, but it's all individually cut into the linen to create these unbelievably detailed designs. You got the embroidery of the vines, the florals, that Greek key. Kind of almost give it a little bit of a deco look, but it's got the florals, so like more of an Art Nouveau look, but it's probably from the 50s. It's just, and it's got a really powder blue stitch color to it against the white linen. So hopefully that's showing up. And I do see a bid coming in. So thanks so much, Kels, for starting things out. So since we're running out of time, we'll go ahead and do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
And Patrick, just to put it out there, I'm fine to continue selling as long as you'd like to.
Okay. We'll see how the audience does.
You have a little bit more of a schedule restraint.
Yeah, I've got some time. We set it up so we could do it. So that ended up. Did you put the stop in?
Oh, I did not. I'm so sorry. I got carried.
Okay, I think it was just Kels at the 25. Congratulations, Kels.
Yeah, there it is.
Sorry, I'll just say it outright. You got a really good deal. I thought this would go for more than that. My new shirt for my trip to New York. Stonewall Inn.
Did you have a good time?
I had a fantastic time.
I've got 3 cards, which I cannot read because I'm not cognizant of the tongue. I'm going to show them to you. You guess. But it's $5. You get all 3 of them. Let me solo myself. Solo myself, not soil myself. And they all say the same thing on the outside and the inside. This is some type of a European language. It looks like it. But what's on the front is different, and I'll show you the fronts of them. They are absolutely. They're so beautiful. These 3 cards. I know you can't, but I'll show you the fronts. The insides of them all have whatever that says. It's the same on all 3 of them. Now, it looks to me like it says Mu eczema, but I'm sure that's not what it says. You decide. I don't know. Everybody can. Maybe one of you out there speaks that language. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking maybe some type of Eastern European, something like that. But look at how pretty. This is velvet.
I would guess Polish, but I don't know. I'm sending it to Raj, see if he knows.
Look at the this is velvet that's put on here. This is all cut out and then put on here, but looks maybe something Eastern European.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, it's just beautiful. So it's all.
So it's applied. So it's not embossed. It's applied to it.
It's not embossed. It's applied to it. So all of these little pieces of felt are cut. It's like ribbon that was cut and glued on. So these are all glued on the front. I don't hold things still very often, so I'm trying to hold still. So that's that one. This one has a bird and more flowers applied to it. And this has more flowers. And all that felt, it really is velvet. It's velvet, not felt. Velvet ribbons are cut and put on there. So the Mu eczema cards, because I don't know what I'm reading. I just think they're beautiful and decorative. Regina Rainey has a bit of 11, so who knows? I don't know. And then I'll let you see the inside. Again, it's all the same thing on the inside, and they're not written on. Very delicate. And there's more stuff printed back here, which I cannot see. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. It could be Turkish, Dennis. Turkish, Polish, Latvian, Lithuanian, Estonian. I don't know. What do you think, Patrick?
Yeah, I just sent it to Raj really quick, and he does not recognize it. It's not Cyrillic, so it wouldn't be the Russian. That it's that individual I that's lowercase that made me think it was on the inside that made me think it was Polish, but it could be Turkish, it could be Armenian, it could be any of those. I just don't know.
I'll count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. It's kind of hard to do it sideways. I think those are pretty. Oh, dear.
My lag seems to have gotten a lot worse. I'm going to need to refresh.
Moo eczema.
All right, there's the number, your fingers. Okay. Looks like Isabel D jumped in at the end and grabbed them for $18.
Isabel's last name is.
It was just the letter D, capital D as in David.
D. Okay. Isabel, again, I don't know if I know you or not. I apologize if I know you and I have forgotten you. So send your information to me, please, if you will. Oh, is Heather lurking outside my window? I bet she is. She's probably throwing rotten eggs at my. I'm only saying she's doing something nefarious. Maybe she brought me a chicken dinner. I don't know. But Isabel, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's go back to Patrick, and thank you everybody who's trying. I think somebody said it looked like Happy New Year in Polish, but I don't know. Nostrovia. Let's see. What do I do now? That and that.
You can do it.
I did it.
All right. Next one is a $10 start. It is for a stack of music ephemera. So you get. We'll start with the smallest piece. This is, you can see the musical visitor, February 1916. It's our new songbook for Sunday schools, conventions, etc. from the press. And it is basically like a little newsletter or a little miniature magazine that includes lists of pupils. But I put it in here because it includes music. So it does have... if you collect music or decorate with some of the music, it does have sheets of music inside. So that is one piece. But then you also get all of these individual sheet music. So you get Mary Pickford as she appears in Coquette by Irving Berlin. I did not look at the copyrights on these, but these are probably in the 20s. This one's 1928. So you get the Coquette. You get the Call of the Cozy Little Home. Take it from me. That one is copyrighted by Puck, which is like turn of the century. That's like 1800s, actually. MCM. So we're in the 1900s. 1918. Pop quiz on my Roman numerals. So you get that one. You get Turn Back the Universe and Give Me Yesterday. Check out that one. This is Whitmark and Sons, New York. Copyright MCM XVI. So that's 1915. The Little Gray Mother Who Waits All Alone. So this one has split along the spine, so just be aware of that. This one is 1915. Smilin' Through, sung by Norma Shearer in the movie Smilin' Through. This is a slightly smaller one than the others. It is from the Black and White series, MCM XIX. This is 1919. This one's in absolutely fantastic condition. That one seems like it was kept in a folder or something. Eva Tangay's great Mother song, Mother, a word that means the world to me.
Smell them.
Oh, everything's fine. They're not. There's no mothballs. There's no what Scott always say. No silverfish. No mildew. 1915. I Hear You Calling Me.
Ooh, Jeanette.
So this is the last piece of sheet music. The cover on that one boring, but this one is. It's got the lyrics on the insert. I actually do not see the. 1908 is actually the earliest of all of them. And then, in addition to all of that, you get issues of the Etude magazine. So these are Presser's musical magazine. This is from 1917. So you get some advertisements. And so this is a music magazine, and you can see all the music that you get in that. So you get a full issue of Etude, Perfect Feet, Free from Corns. So you still get vintage advertisements in the back. That's July 1917. This is April 1919. And you check out the back cover ad for O Cedar Polish. Isn't that gorgeous? So you got the piano, but then look at the lamp. Look at just, we're 1919. So Art Deco literally hasn't even been invented yet, but we're starting to get into a more modern approach. And, again, lots of ads, lots of music, and you read it for the articles. And then the last piece is also the Etude magazine. Unfortunately, you can see how it was attached. The spine, the staple spine goes through. The cover image is lost on this one. So this was the December 1917. You just don't get the cool color. Probably somebody stripped it and framed it because some of this artwork is absolutely gorgeous. So unfortunately, you don't get the cool cover images, but you still get the articles. You still get the content, and you do still get some vintage advertising inside, just nothing in color. But just check out. You don't need color advertising when you get black and white advertising that looks like that. Yes, it certainly has cleared my skin. Resinol soap. Who names these products? That does not sound nice. Clyde Mallory Lines. You got a steamship company visiting the boys in camp. Because, we're 19. This was 19. What did I say? 1917. So we're World War I. So you've got a military advertisement visiting the boys in camp. So you get all of that for one money. I think I did see some prices come through. So yes, Regina currently has it at 25. I'll do a quick countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. I'll wait for the lag. Oh, we've got a lot of activity coming in there.
And it appears to be maybe Regina Rainey at 29.
Yep. Great. Thank you so much, Regina.
Okie doke. $10. I forget who it was, but come on back if you're still there. $10. You get both pictures. I'm just going to wait and see. Somebody did put a bid in after the stop, but we'll come back again. So there's that lovely little girl. Maybe we could call her Darla, although she doesn't really look like Darla from the Little Rascals.
No.
So, maybe
somebody called her Barbara, and for some reason that hit me well. I could see it. I could see that as a Barbara.
I see an Audrey. I'm going to go to Audrey. But
see, I hear Audrey. All I can think is Little Shop of Horrors. So
well.
She's not looking like a Buxom blonde.
Well, there she is. But this is the oh my gosh,
that's all the money right there. That's just
the
awesome.
Little boy fast asleep on the carpet.
And Judy is still here. She's got your first bid at $10.
probably listening to the radio, the little fall fast asleep on his trusted little pet. There's probably a big old Philco radio sitting just on the other side of that chair, which we cannot see. That's just such an adorable photograph that someone blew up. No name on the back, no year, but clearly the 1930s. We can tell by the interior. And we'll count them down. You're going to get both of them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the 1930s era photographs rather. And
and the stop goes in. So Judy Coggins gets them for $10.
thank you so much, Judy Coggins. I appreciate that. Judy, you got them.
So I only have 2 items that I even had in my original preview. I did not think I'd get through everything. I've only got 2, well, actually I have 3 more items. So I'll show them really quick. And if anyone wants me to run them, I will. One is the Italian trinket box. It's not a music box. It's just a trinket box with the wood inlay into the top. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous piece. So we've got that. We've got more magazines. A set of 3 Connoisseurs from 1970, which is all about antiques. Again, these are antiques from 1970. Collecting antiques, art dealers. Got 3 of these. I love these magazines. Those for my personal collection. I just can't store them anymore. And then the last item was a bronze plaque, 1908, Esto Quote S. This is something that I did try to do some research to see who's, like, as if maybe from a school or has some sort of reference to it. Very heavy. It did come off of something, so I don't know what this was attached to, but a very heavy bronze plaque, which I just think, that whole dark academia vibe, I just think it looks pretty cool. So those are the 3 things I had not shown. If anyone wants me to run any of those, I will absolutely do so. And then the 2 things that had not sold were the wood, the hound dog, and the set of bar, the glassware, plastic glassware.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. So since we're already over time, I'm happy to end where we are, and I really appreciate everyone that has joined us.
Patrick, I'll give it a second and see if anyone, Elderly Poodle, is interested in the bronze. So if you want to pull that up and tell me what the start is, I'll go ahead and get that started, the bronze.
So this is, the start is 35. It is 8.5 inches across. You can see it has kind of a scallop, got a scallop design. It is relief. It is several pounds. I mean, this is probably 2-3 pounds by itself. I mean, this is heavy. I can't tell if it was bolted onto something. So there does have a little bit. If you were to use it as a trivet or something, you probably want to put like felt pads on it, because there is just, I don't know if you can really see it. There's a little bit of a rise here. So if you put it flat down, it would have a little bit of a wobble to it. But 1908, I did look it up. Esto Quote S. I think it is what it is. I think is what it says. S, but if somebody wants to look that up. Quote is what, S is, and I'm not sure. I can't remember what Esto stood for. So anyway, I had looked it up with the best intentions. Like, oh, this is such a cool piece. I was going to put it on my eBay store, but without attributing it to something, it just, things get languish. They languish in my eBay store. So I did have this in my booth for $65. But at this point, I'm just looking to get rid of it. So I had it in a lovely, I'm not saying lovely, but I had it propped up like this. I think it looks fantastic. I just think it's a cool looking piece. And I can figure out how to do it upright. I just think it's a cool looking piece. So I will go ahead. I see some bids. So I will go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
There you are.
So I think it was it
30.
no, Poodle had it for 40.
Has it at 40. I think it's Elderly Poodle at 40.
All right, I can see what Melody was trying to do. Melody had already been at 37. Poodle took her to 40, but then Melody retyped in 37. I think she meant to type in 47. But I think I'm gonna have to go off of Poodle's 40. I can't. I apologize, Melody. I can't. I want to try and read your mind.
Right. I understand.
So since you came in after the stop, I will honor Poodle's at 40.
Okay.
Excellent.
Someone else wanted to know, there was something else that you showed. We'll give it a second. I don't remember what it was, but
I
somebody,
must have missed it, but I didn't see another question.
it was about something else that you wanted to know if you want. Well, did you have another magazine or not?
I did. The Connoisseur magazines.
I thought someone asked about the
Oh, yeah. Karen is saying the magazines.
Okay.
Okay. So these are, you get all three for $10. I've got September 1970, January 1970, and December 1970. I don't want to take a lot of time. I'll just show one of them because they're all very similar. This had been around for a long time. I have issues of this going back into the 30s, which are absolutely fascinating because it's what did they think were antiques in the 30s, and then what do we deal with them and how do we deal with them now? So these are from 1970. You can just get an idea just when you start looking at this is the advertisement on the back cover. This is not a cigarette ad. You've got an ad for Stanley J. Pratt showcasing a silver chandelier with double-headed eagle on it. So it is, there's just some great imagery. This is fantastic for decorative arts interest, which is why I like it. I mean, you get auction results of just look at some of the things that they sell. You get fantastic articles. I've actually hunted down some of the book reviews that I've seen in here. I've gotten them from the library just to see like what they were. And they're, these aren't bestsellers. These were like academic research in some cases. They're hard to find. So this is just one issue, and you can see some of the things that they're covering. I mean, it's chock full of photography of just museum images, private collections, and then the advertisements. I mean, these are the places you would go if you wanted to get a gigantic eagle. Here's where you would go. Strassel rugs or furniture. I guess that's probably furniture. Grand Palais antique dealers. Do you remember? Yeah, this is a British publication because it used to cost 15 shillings. So a lot of these are continental advertisements. To me, I loved these things. I picked these up during COVID, and this is how I killed time during COVID. I just read all of these. So there's three of them. This is the ad in the back. Stanley Pratt, I guess, just buys the back of the magazines because now this time they're promoting stools. Same things. Again, tons of photography. Great articles, great research, and even some color images in there. Great for decorative arts. And so again, 3 issues all from 1970. I'm going to start counting it down. I think I see Dennis is 13, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Check out the cool camel on the front of that one. 5, Stanley Pratt on the back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now I have to figure out how to spell connoisseur in my notes.
I went to high school with her.
Connoisseur?
Exactly. She was lovely. And
all right, so yeah, I was waiting for the stop. I just saw it. Okay. So Dennis gets that for $13. All 3 issues. Thanks, Dennis. All right. Anything you wanted to showcase again, Scott?
I've got plenty, but we're going to go ahead and call it quits. I like to stick to the schedule. That's kind of like, I'm a very regimented person, and we've gone about 15 minutes over.
Yeah, we've gone over already.
That's fine, and I appreciate everybody being here. I will.
Yeah.
Patrick, you probably have about 10 minutes to wolf something down and get in the car and go to your rehearsal.
That's exactly it.
Okay, well then we'll say goodbye to you. I mean, I'm not pushing you away, but I just want to I want to show everybody something that I'm going to sell tomorrow night. You can hang out. Do you need to run? Do you want to run?
I will actually need to run, but
okay.
I do appreciate, I hate when my sales, or I hate when all the stuff I do is just about sales, because that's not what this is about. I love the research, and I love when you've got stuff and you teach us about it, Scott. So I still love watching your channel, but I will make my escape. And I will do my best to try and get invoices done by tomorrow night or Tuesday night. I do a rehearsal every night this week, but I'm going to do my best to get these done, because I let Lori's lag too long. So I don't want to be known as the person that takes too long to do it. So I will get those out, not quickly as Scott does, but I will do the best I can. Thanks to everyone who picked things up, and everybody have a great week. And enjoy the beginning of April. Can you believe it? April starts on Tuesday.
I'm ready.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Patrick. I was waiting to see. Yes, he did take himself out. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Give me just a second. Very good. Okay, that was fun. So, again, Patrick is off. And thanks, everybody. If you stumbled upon this today at this time, this is not the normal time. This is probably only the second sale I've ever done on a Sunday, maybe the second or third. This was a makeup from a time when we couldn't get together. But I will tell you, I'm going to be back tomorrow night right here at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on this channel. Let me show you very fast just 3 items that are going to be for sale tomorrow night. I'm still working on it. Maybe I'll have a preview video tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I can't always do it. I try to. But let's go from the late 20s, circa 1925 to the very early 30s. I will have tomorrow night this wonderful pair of Dugan Diamond stretch glass candlesticks / vases. That is stretch glass, which is iridized glass, not carnival glass. And when these were produced, they were marketed as either vases or candle holders. And they're completely hollow all the way through, so that you could stick a long stem rose down in there, or you could put candles in them. They're chip and crack free. The Dugan Diamond Company. Boy, what a fascinating history. Thank you, Northwood, Mr. Northwood. And these are the candlesticks that were made by that company. And they're just, it's beautiful. Everybody had different names for their green. Fenton called it Florentine green. Dugan did have a name for their green. If Karen is here, she'll tell us. But I can't remember the name that Dugan Diamond had for its green. But anyway, yep, those are 100-year-old candlesticks, and they glow under a black light, for those of you who like to know that. That's sort of circa 1930. Now we'll get into the 40s with a beautiful Hall vase. We're going to have this tomorrow night as well. Not the typical pastel colors. Yeah, looking a little more like Roseville, but it's Hall, H-U-L-L. Let you see the bottom of it. There you go. And it's a very tall vase, and it is chip and crack free, and it's beautiful. We're going to have that for you tomorrow night. And then as we get into the 1950s, I've got an unmarked piece of Silvercrest by Fenton, and they did some paint work on it in the decorating room at Fenton. Look at that. Silvercrest, that's that old formula of the milk glass, which is a little more opaque, a little less saturated than that strong white formula that came out later on in the 50s. And of course, there's no mark on it, but that you can almost see through it. See there? So that's a little earlier in the Silvercrest and decorated by Fenton. So just 3 things to tease you into coming and seeing me Monday night at 8 o'clock right here on this channel. Now, everyone, I hope that you have a wonderful, relaxing Sunday afternoon. Thank you for joining us here today. Patrick and I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone who purchased. We had some new bidders today, and I forgot to say welcome and congratulations to the new folks who were here bidding. Again, if you won something today and I don't know you, make sure you send your information to, there's my email right there. I hope I'm pointing in the right spot. I think I might supposed to, wait, let me see. Hold on. It's always, nope. Yes, right there. Okay, I got it right this time. Name, address, all that stuff. And I'll do the invoices a little bit later tonight. Until tomorrow night, I wish you a good evening. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. There's the cat. So long for now. Oops.